Well, let's build a Colorado 4x4 van out here at van headquarters today. Getting some more parts for the next build together. A lot of them showed up over the end of the holidays here between Christmas and New Year's, so pretty excited. And boy, this weather, we go from 8 degrees to 60 back to 8 in just a couple of days. It's killing me. But we got a fire going, getting warm in here. But here's the shower pan that I was talking about in an earlier video that goes with the Thetford toilet, or not design, well, I think they're designed to be together, but they're different companies. This is Icon, an Icon shower pan, but it has the right height and the lip. You can see it just goes right up underneath that, like that. Hangs right on the edge there. I'll have to see about propping that up a little bit as far as mounting it, so when you have your full weight on there it doesn't crack or anything. But seems to be a pretty strong design, made in Canada. Here's the underneath. I'll be putting some cement underneath here to solidify this when I install everything. But I like how it's the width of the toilet, so it's designed with that kind of in mind. It kind of slips up under there, which is good. It has a spot right here where you drill in your drain plug, and that kind of slants down toward that a little bit, so that's good. And seems to be pretty tough. Like I said, I'll put some cement underneath it to reinforce where you stand in there. But yeah, seems to be overall like it'll work good. So that's going to be basically the size of the bathroom. Walls here, walls on all three sides. The doorway will be over here, and so it's pretty small, but better than having no bath. I think it's going to be just right. And I may slant this, put a slant here and go back or something. I may make it a little bigger, but in general that's what's going in there, so that's what really decides how big it has to be, and then you can go a little bit bigger from there. So you're looking at about 3 feet long by 27 inches wide for a bathroom. And yeah, the toilet takes up a chunk of that, but you can sit on it. It's all waterproof and everything, so okay for a wet bath. So I don't think that'll be too bad, but we'll see once it's mocked up inside the shelter. Which, update on that, that's coming. We should have that up here the end of next week. The trailer will be repaired by Thursday, so I'll probably be heading down the end of next week to bring that back and finally get it here. What an ordeal that's been. And this is the MaxxAir fan that I got. Went with MaxxAir this time. Turn this around. So this is the MaxxAir. This is the model 7500K Smoke. It's 10 speed, 12 volt. And compared with my fantastic fan that I have on the van, you can see there, it takes the same opening. It looks longer because this is all just for that air vent that rises up that allows you to use this in the rain. As far as lower profile, I don't know, it's about the same height, it looks like. If you go from here down, it looks about the same to me. There's the inner ring that you cut down for your chip, whatever your application is. For the van, I had to cut it down, I don't know, about here. But has real similar blade design. You have a manual opening as well. Here's your electronic controls, open and close. You can set it to auto, power, whether it's going in or out. It also has a remote that runs most of those functions, if not all those functions. All the mounting hardware and everything is here. Two reasons I got this. One, so you can use it in the rain. With this extra housing, you can open and close it and run it even when there's a downpour and water doesn't get in. But the main reason I decided to go this direction is when it's totally closed like this, you can still turn the fan on and it'll act as a ceiling fan inside your camper. So, and that's what I wish the Fantastic Fan did, because I've had the issues where I get a lot of heat up top and then it's colder down below, where if I had a ceiling fan up there, something like this, it would circulate that air better and keep it warmer in there, so I wouldn't lose so much going out the top, have the thermocline. So this supposedly will do that. When it's totally closed, you can turn the fan on low and it will circulate air within there. So I'm excited about that portion of it. Give you another review of it sitting up here. And that's what it looks like sitting on top of the ring, and then you cut the ring down to whatever depth or thickness of your ceiling material is before you install it. So excited to try this. I've heard the build quality is very similar. The power usage is very similar to the Fantastic Fan. This just has a couple of features that the Fantastic Fan doesn't have. The other thing that's kind of neat about it, it has two arms, one on each side to hold it up so it doesn't flop around as much as like the Fantastic Fan. I've had trouble with that over the years, where you set it up but a breeze comes up and it vibrates a little bit and it slowly closes or opens more, where this seems to be a lot more solid as far as the opening mechanism is. So we'll find out. But this will be the first one that has an electric motor to open and close. Mine is manual. This one has a manual also, but it has an electric motor that opens and closes it. So I'll let you know more as I try that out. Okay, some more pieces for the solar setup came. Here's my main wires, just like I used in my last install. A split. I'll have two panels up there. I'll show you those here in a second. Z brackets, two sets for two panels, and another one of the Link Solar entry boxes. So that's all in addition to all my other solar stuff that's already come. I'm only lacking my inverter charger now, and that's the expensive piece, so it's still waiting. And then something else that I'm probably going to need and use quite a bit, and I don't have any experience with it, but I will learn, and that is a rivet gun. And this can run off my my little compressor I got there. And I got some rivets also. I'm going to need to get some waterproof rivets for the outside that I'm going to do, and I'll show you all that in the coming months and years. But yep, they're the hand ones, but I thought I've got a compressor here, so might as well get one that does it by hand. It comes with a number of bit pieces for different size rivets, and like I said, I'll have some waterproof rivets on the back, and on the ceiling if I need them, on the roof if I need them. So depending on how we do the windows and the door change out, this will come in probably very handy. So something I'll become very familiar with here in the near future. And for the rest of the solar system, just to show you how big things are going to get with this new build, what I did yesterday with the 100 watters and what I have on the van up there with 230 watts, I have two panels here, and each of these are 250 watts. I feel like Crocodile Dundee. That's not an array. That's an array. So I'll have two of these, and that will be half the roof. It'll be possible for me to do 1,000 watts. This is 500 watts that I'm going to start with, but this will be half the roof, and in between the two will be the chimney for the heater, and the max air fan will be in between the two on the one half of the roof, and the other half I'm going to save for a walking and sitting area up there for now. But if I find the need to do two more of these, my entire system is designed to handle that much. So I could just plug in two more of these on the other half of the roof, and I could have a 1,000 watt array up there. But I think, since I've been getting along fine with 230 watts, I think 500 watts will be a good starting point, and we'll see how it goes. But So I'm not increasing much of my usage inside. In fact, most of the things that I'm going to install, like my fridge, will be a lot more efficient. My lighting will be about the same. My heater will be a lot more efficient. As far as my main heater, my furnace. Water pump will be about the same. Might get used more with the shower. I'll have the toilet and the SOG system, but these are really small things. So my usage overall should be about the same, maybe a little bit more. And I'm going to more than double my solar intake. So I figure we'll start there and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, this is the size is what's going to be a lot different on this build. And this is just one inkling of how much bigger things get when you're dealing with a big truck like this. A lot of my viewers and my friends think this is big, and it is. But it's just a footnote to what's coming. So I just want to give you guys a heads up and give you an update. As more parts come in, I'll let you see. When spring comes, this is all going to come to a grinding halt for reasons I'll tell you about later. But I'm trying to get a head start and get as many parts stacked up as I can before that happens. So I'll check in with you soon. Until next time.